Welcome to Truck and Chubby Sports, where we back in our yapping. We ain't never capping. That's a factor. So what's happening?
Man, what's going on with it? What's going on? Y'all already know what time it is, man. About to give y'all these highlights for your mind. One time for your mind real quick. Man, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button if you're new here to the channel. And if you want to returners, man, go ahead and hit it for me real quick. But we about to get up into these highlights because I know how I go. And sometimes I be talking. Yeah, the 5 dangerous running backs you need to be looking for in 2024. Do you want some more? Let me go ahead with these highlights, man. This young man right here, y'all only touched the ball about 10 times in the game, but when they called his name, he got up in the game. He was busting through them holes, man. You feel me? Look at the way he be running that route. The 6'1", 210-pound from West Bloomfield, Michigan, Donovan Edwards. Yes, sir. He's definitely on this list. No, he didn't break 1,000 last year. He had 119 carries, 497 yards. He was averaging 4 yards per carry. He had 5 touchdowns, had a long break off of 46. Had 30 receptions for 249 yards, averaging 8 yards per catch, no touchdowns when they catch the ball. But he was a consistent contributor to Michigan's rushing attack, and he played behind that Blake Corum, man, unselfishly. But you might remember him from the national championship game against Washington. Yeah, he went off. He had 6 carries for 104 yards. He was averaging 17 yards. Carry 17 yards. That's scary. Ooh, blood all over him. No carry. You heard me? 2 touchdowns. Had a long of 46 in that game, man. You hear me? Had a touchdown versus Indy, Purdue, and Penn State, man. But I'm telling you right now, that guy is bad. He only got 10 touches in the game, like I said, man, besides the Maryland game, East Carolina, and Nebraska. But we gonna keep it moving. He's the first running back on my list. Shout out, give it up for Donovan Edwards. Let's go to the next reel. What we got? Who we got up here? Oh yeah, he in the Big 12. Yes, sir. And he be getting it in. And he's on the Kansas. You see that man right there? He's a man possessed when he runs that rock. I'm trying to tell you. No, the 5'11", 210-pound from Lawrence, Kansas. Devin Neal had 203 carries for 1,280 yards. He was averaging 6 yards per toe, busting through them holes. Had 16 touchdowns, had a longer 75, 25 receptions for 217 yards, averaging 9 yards per catch, and he had a touchdown versus Illinois. He had 10 carries, 120 yards, 1 touchdown, 4 catches for 47 yards. He was so close to 100 in that BYU game and Nevada game. In the BYU game, he had 91 yards. Nevada game, he had 89 yards, but against UCF, he had 12 carries for 154 yards. Yeah, I said 154. Yes, sir. Knocking at the door. Better let him in. 1 touchdown, 1 catch for 14 yards. Oklahoma game, he had 25 carries for 112 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 catches for 12 yards. In the Texas Tech game, y'all, yes, sir, he had 19 carries for 137 yards and 1 touchdown, 2 catches for 12 yards. In the Kansas State game, he had, in the Kansas game, not Kansas State, excuse me, yes, it is Kansas State, 18 carries for 138 yards and 3 touchdowns, 1 catch for 2 yards. In that Cincinnati game, y'all, he had 10 carries for 106 yards for 2 touchdowns. Ooh, this that Nevada game right here, where he was so close. He was so close, but look at him still getting in there. Get pay dirt, pay dirt, pay dirt. He only had 89 yards in this game, but look at them holes. You could run a truck through them things. Oh, ooh, wait. Yeah, Devin Neal, he gonna be a dangerous running back. You might want to be paying him some attention if you in the Big 12. You heard me? Yes, sir. Next one we going on. Who we got? Ooh, yeah, Hampton. And y'all know my last name Hampton, so I be claiming him for sure. He in the ACC, none other than Omarion Hampton. Yes, sir. The 6 foot 220 pound from Clayton, North Carolina, had 253 carries for 1,504 yards. He was averaging 6 yards per carry, had 15 touchdowns, had a long 68, had 29 receptions for 222 yards. Yeah, you what you want, room 22. We got room 222 for sure. 8 yards per catch, 1 touchdown. Yeah, he had 2 fumbles in the season, and they came all in one game, in that Clemson game. But guess what? He did it. That Clemson game, he had 19 carries for 178 yards and 2 touchdowns. Ooh, I'm telling you, he a bad guy, man. Ooh, he be carrying it. Look how he be rolling. Get off me. Look at him just bouncing off people. I'm telling you, man, he's a straight up beast. Had 29 carries in the Georgia Tech game for 153 yards and 2 touchdowns against the University of Virginia. He had 19 carries for 112 yards, no touchdowns. Oh, man, Hurricanes. It's hurt me. Had 24 carries, 197 yards, and a touchdown. I had to say that quietly because I got love for my Hurricanes fans out there, but he was putting in work anyway against Appalachian State. Ooh, he had 26 carries, 234 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Yeah, I said 234. Yes, yes, sir. Let's keep it moving, man. Yes, Amarion Hampton is definitely one of them running backs that will ruin your season. So linebackers in the ACC, you best to get ready for him. Oh yeah, dog. This next one gives me great pleasure to talk about. Oh my goodness, man. Taj Brooks. Yes, sir. Let me give you a little bit of stats up on this man, Taj Brooks, real quick. He stands at 5'10" from Manor, Texas. Had 290 carries on the entire season for 1,541 yards. Ooh, he was averaging 5 yards per carry. Had a first down. 10 touchdowns on the season. Had a long 46. Yeah, he had 2 fumbles in the season, but that's the whole entire season. Had 29 catches for 69 yards. He was only at 2 yards per catch, but he ain't scored. That's okay. But this is the crazy thing. He had over 100. Look at him go. Look at Taj Brooks go. Get off of me, boy. You want to grab you? Oh, he was still carrying the white. He was pulling his jersey. He crazy. Listen to what I'm saying. He had 5 games in which he did not go over 100 yards. Only 5 in the entire season, and I'm about to give you them 5 games right now. It was Cal in the Independence Bowl, it was Texas, it was Oregon, Wyoming, and Kansas game. But guess what? He had against Texas, he had 19 carries for 95 yards. Against Oregon, he had 7 carries for 71 yards, 4 catches, 18 yards. Against Wyoming, he had 11 carries for 39 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 catches for 12 yards. Against Kansas, he had 17 carries, 98 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 catches for 22 yards. And listen, he only had 4 games without a tutty. Man, there ain't nothing soft about Taj Brooks, running through the hole, stealing touchdowns like a crook. You can't read him like a book, and linebackers is always shook. He's a straight up beast, man. That's why he's on my list. Give it up for that man right there. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ooh. And last but not least, he is the greatest running back returning to college football this season. Yes, sir. He is from Oklahoma University, standing at 6'1", 211 pounds from Fort Worth, Texas. Ollie Gordon. Yes, sir. He had 285 carries on the entire season. He had for 1,732 yards. He was averaging 6 yards per toe. Look at him. Get out of here, stiff arm. Oh, yeah. Look, watch how he went through these holes. You could just run a truck through there. Get off me. Man, he runs so angry. Do you hear me? Yes, he had 3 fumbles, but he only lost 2 on the entire season. He had 39 catches for 330 yards. He was averaging 8 yards per catch. He had 1 receiving touchdown. And against Iowa State, listen to what I'm saying, y'all. He had 18 carries for 121 yards. He had no touchdowns, 4 catches for 14 yards. Against Kansas State, he had 21 carries for 136 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 catch for 5 yards. Against Kansas, he had 29 carries for 168 yards, 1 touchdown, 6 catches for 116 yards, 1 touchdown. Against West Virginia, he had 29 carries for 282 yards and 4 touchdowns. He had 229 in high too. Boy, I'm telling you, that's how he just had me shook. He had everybody else like that out there. And man, he just kept it going and going and going. He ain't never stopped. Against Cincinnati, he had 25 carries for 271 yards and 2 touchdowns. Against Oklahoma, he had 33 carries for 138 yards and 2 touchdowns. Against Houston, he had 25 carries for 164 yards and 3 touchdowns. Against BYU, he had 34 carries, 166 yards and 5 touchdowns. Against BYU, he had 34 carries, 166 and 5 touchdowns. Against BYU, he had 34 carries for 166 yards and 5 touchdowns. Man. And in the Texas Bowl against Texas A&M, he carried the ball 27 times, had 118 yards and 1 touchdown. Man, look how he just go, man. His vision is incredible. And those is my 5 running backs that is dangerous in college football in 2024. Yes, sir. Check it out. Hit that like button for your boy one time, man. I'm bringing that energy. Subscribe to the channel if you new here. Yes, sir. And y'all already know how we giving it up.
Wanna see Truck and Chubby live and co-host Shed? Tune in at Fans Point of View. Saturday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 3:30 p.m. Pacific Time. But in the meantime, in between time, enjoy the content. Don't forget to hit your notification bell for all updates. Thank you for watching.